Welcome to my hardcore Skyblock world, where by the end of today's video, I'll have died on it. Yep, that's right, after having this Skyblock world for over a year, I finally died on it. But before we get into how I died, I first have to explain the situation leading up to my death. You see, I was recording a 300 to 500 days video on this world, and in my previous 100 days video, I said that in my next video, this one right here, that I would build a villager trading hall and a redstone gold farm. So going in, I wanted to first focus on making the redstone gold farm, because last time I had to manually grind up the gold, which was terribly inefficient at a rate of only a stack of gold an hour. Or in terms of piglin buttering, that's around a stack of gravel or 2 stacks of coarse dirt an hour. Whereas having a redstone gold farm would not only give me more gold per hour, but I can also run it safely while I'm AFK. However, for making a redstone gold farm, I would first need slime blocks from the main and most important piece of machinery that operates the farm. I think this journey to the end starts out on the creative version of my Skyblock world, planning out a slime farm. Now, the first thing I want to do is design a slime farm. Now, I don't know how exactly I'm going to get a slime farm in my Skyblock world, especially if the overworld is bugged like my nether was previously with not allowing nether mobs to spawn. But I think we might be able to make one work. So for making one, first off, I need to find a spot that I think would work because we need to design one. So I want one like far enough away but still nearby. That would be good. Negative 113 and negative 50. So like negative 112, negative 50. I mean, it would be out this way. I could do that. So I built all the way out to the double slime chunk and built a wooden ring around them before filling the entire thing in with cobblestone. And I now just had to test out if the slime chunks would actually spawn slimes, which I really wasn't sure if it would or not, because places in this world like nether fortress locations just don't work for some reason for spawning mobs they're supposed to. Due entirely to having to port forward the really old original Skyblock world in order to play with any of the new additions to Minecraft over the years. But that being said, there's only one way to find out if it works for spawning slimes or not, and that's why actually testing the slime chunk out. Pick rate 9999. Now, let's see if any slimes are able to spawn on here. So far, I'm seeing a lot of mobs, but none of which being slimes. Maybe if it was daytime, it would spawn one. Nothing. Y level below 40, that's a big thing. It might work, it might just be the Y level. So I moved the entire platform down low enough and put it to the test yet again. This time, getting much better results. And then tick rate. It's already working. I don't even need to up the tick rate. Let's for now torch it up fully and then I'll design something around. Set day. Let's actually not worry about the torching for now. I'm pretty sure slimes will go towards golems, right? Yeah, they do. And that's how you make like a slime farm, at least the way I know of. What I also know is I can use the fact that they go towards iron golems paired with, say, around here hoppers to not even have to focus on it or do anything with it at all. So using the fact that slimes go towards iron golems, I can make quite a few different styles of slime farm designs. But what I ended up coming up with was my very own simple design that uses iron golems at all 4 corners of the farm surrounded by hoppers with carpets on them, having each set of hoppers lead directly into a collection system underneath the spawning platform. Of course, though, in order to make the spawning platform only able to spawn slimes, I had to make sure to torch it up and wall off the edges of the platform. Being with those last few touches, the slime farm design is now complete, and the only thing left to do is see how efficient it is. Slash tick rate 9 million. Let's put it day as well. Slash time. Okay, well, we're starting at basically night. It was like start of night, so this night's like 10 minutes today time. And then we'll see how efficient it is after what would be 3 days. So then quickly, let's now see how efficient it is. Nothing. Over a stack. Okay, that's roughly 2 stacks an hour, which doesn't sound crazy. I mean, it isn't, but that's all I need. So with the working slime farm design made, I went over to my actual Skyblock world and started collecting the wood I would need in order to make it. And once I had a decent amount of wood collected, I made an infinite water source and marked off where I wanted the ladders down to the slime farm at. I mean, with enough wood in the location marked, I was ready to build down to the slime platform's height. Okay, now let's do some dangerous stuff. Oh, wait a minute. I need to make a bunch of ladders because I actually need to, and I didn't think about this, I need a ladder way this up down to 25. But we do have to do a lot of dangerous stuff, and we very well could die right here and now, meaning this series would be over. But better now than later, I guess. It's better to know earlier on than later on when you're gonna die in the world. But I wouldn't know just yet, so I jumped off the map and started building a ladder way all the way down to y equals 25.5. Then once I had all the ladders placed down, I used wood to close the way down a ladder way off to make it much safer, that way I don't accidentally fall into the void. I also at the bottom of the ladder way built out a cobblestone hallway all the way out to where the double slime chunk starts. Making sure right before the start of the slime chunks to put ladders leading up to y equals 30, that way we can make 2 separate platforms. One platform for slimes to spawn and die on at y equals 30, and another platform below it at the hallway's height built on bottom slabs for the slime ball collection system. Then with the ladders built to the 30, I decided to enclose them into a room just before the slime chunks and started building the slime chunks themselves by first choosing to build an outer wooden ring for the chunks, making sure to properly torch it up to prevent unwanted mobs from spawning on it, and making sure to put water catches all around it just in case I ever fell off. There we are. Now this is the outline. I just need to put water right there and right there for safety, and then we just need to fill this whole thing in with cobblestone slabs, which is going to take quite a bit of time, but once that's fully done, then all this will be a slime chunk I can manually harvest, but I eventually want to make it full hopper. Actually, I don't need to fill the whole thing in with cobblestone. I just need to fill around where I'm going to have the actual collection stuff, because the corners are going to have collection hoppers. So let's go get 2 more water buckets so I can add little safety railings, and then let's actually get to work on working out here, which is mainly just placing all the slabs I have, which right now it's not a lot of cobble slabs, but I can make as much of this as I can, which is maybe the first half. Unlikely. I think I have to wait on getting more cobblestone and getting more iron, which I will do tonight off camera. So with lots of resources I had, I first made the lower collection platform with wooden slabs around the edges, just like the slime platform above. Then with the slime platform itself, I filled in the gaps over the bottom platform using the last of the cobblestone I had left. Regardless though, I'm out of resources to work on this. So what I can do, I think, and what I should do is pick up these water spouts and move them over a little bit. I just want to move these out of the way, and then we can start on here. We can start putting the fences, because I can't make the fences right now. I can also make all the wood right now, so I should work on that stuff while I can. So I would have made a bunch of fences that I started placing on the edges of the collection platform with torches on them, but after only placing a few fences, I ran out of the wooden slabs I needed for the fences. So after killing a random stray slime, I went around and cut down a bunch of trees for the wood I needed, not only for fences, but also chests, or more specifically, hoppers, because I need a whole lot of hoppers for the collection system of the slime farm, which is why I decided to go in AFK the iron farm to just over 10 stacks of iron. I also needed a decent amount of carpets for the top few hoppers of the collection system, so I went and grabbed all the string I had from the drop slender's chest and made as much carpet from it as I could. Then I started making the hoppers I needed, only to find out that I didn't have enough wood for the chest. So I got back to getting wood from trees, in the process getting something way crazier than just wood. What the hell? Dude, why? I thought this was supposed to be rare. This happened to me on another world as well, not that long ago. It happened on the island video. To be fair, if you play Minecraft as much as I do, it's not that uncommon. That's crazy. That's crazy, Lucky. Okay, I'm gonna go back to getting the rest of these resources. That's insane. Wait, what? What? Why was there randomly one over there and then one right here now? What? Wait, what? That's so rare. That's 2 at 1. That's so rare. It's actually insane. That's so rare. I'm gonna look it up like right now, actually, after I kill this guy. The chance of skeleton trap horse spawning in Minecraft during a thunderstorm depends on the region difficulty level, so it's increased with it being hard. I don't know what that really tells me, but if I were to take the high-end number and put that into a calculator, this times that would be how rare it is. How rare is that? It's 700 and 160,000. That's the lowest you can get that number, which is really crazy to think about. Because that's still really, really rare. And then I'm sure if you did some dream numbers, you can get that number a lot lower. Okay, well, I'm gonna go put all this stuff up and finish getting the resources I need for the building the slime farm. Oh my god, that's crazy. Craziness aside though, I got back to work on making the hoppers now that I had all the wood I needed for making them. Make myself 2 stacks of hoppers with some spare wood and iron left over afterward. But not enough iron left over for making 4 iron golems that I have to put into the slime farm for it to actually work. So for the golems, I AFK'd the last of the iron I needed and bone meal pumpkin seeds for the pumpkins I needed, meaning I now not only had all the stuff I needed for making the golems, but also all the materials I needed for building the entire rest of the slime farm. So today we're going to go and make the slime farm. The way I have this actually up and running and can actually like put this to use. Already some slimes are spawning, which is a good sign. I am, however, going to need some sort of chest to store all my stuff for now. Put these away and that. I just really need the stone on me. So let's take the stone, make the slabs, and get to work on filling it in. Once it's filled in, I can actually start making the actual farm itself. So I filled in the slime platform, making sure when I did to leave holes in all the corners of it for the hoppers that would pick up the slime balls. Then I used the wood I had to place a wall all the way around the slime platform with slabs on top of it to prevent mobs from spawning on it. I also went and placed down some slabs where the golems will stand and went ahead and placed the head blockers that will keep the golems in place, which effectively means that the shell of the slime farm is now as complete as I can make it. Meaning, now I actually need to place down all the
hoppers. And I also need to make some chests. So do I have a thing down? I do not have a thing down. Let's make some chests. How many am I gonna need? Yeah, 8 at a minimum. I can make more if I need to. And then how do I have this in normal? I think I have it like this in the normal. I have the outer one as the further away one. Yeah, and then from there I have that, and then they lead into this one. And that's, I believe, how I have it normally. But what if instead I had another chest a little lower? Just because it's like more nice looking, I think. So let's pump all these into here, and then we'll put all these into here. Just that way it's nicer looking, because then I can like access this and it's like clean and nice looking. And yeah.
So I made the exact same chest hopper combo underneath all 4 corners of the slime platform. Before I went up to the slime platform itself and started placing collection hoppers in all 4 corners of the platform. Making sure when I place the hoppers carefully next to one another to spread out the slime through the hoppers into the chest. So that way no slime gets clogged trying to transfer into the chest. I also made sure to put carpet on top of all the collection hoppers, that way no matter how cute it looks, any slimes don't accidentally get stuck inside of the hoppers instead of marching to their deaths. It also just makes all the hoppers flush with each other, which is just a nice thing for me if I ever have to go into the slime farm for whatever reason. That being said though, the collection system is now done, and with it done, the only thing I have left to do to fully complete the slime farm is put in the iron golems. Unfortunately though, putting the iron golems into the farm isn't as easy as just dropping them into place. Well, I mean, technically it is that easy, but it's much easier to just use leads to drag the iron golems into place despite how goofy it looks. And keep in mind, this is also before the lead changes, meaning now there's way goofier ways to move leadable mobs where you want them, such as airdropping them off of a literal ghast. Regardless, with the collection system done and the iron golems all in place, the slime farm is now fully complete and operational.
So I just recently made this slime farm, and now I need to go and AFK it for an hour because I need to build up slime. That way I'm actually able to do the next project. What is the next project, you may be asking? A redstone pigman farm is the next project. And for that, I need slime balls in order to make a sweeper, and well, I need sweepers in general in order to make future things. So let's get down here, and let's start AFKing our slime farm. Now, first off, do I have any slime already? A little bit. Looks like we're starting with, I believe, 8. Okay, so we're running the farm with 8 slime balls already. Let's go AFK for an hour, and that should probably give me enough slime to do everything I want to do and everything I need. We're gonna go AFK right here, and we're gonna go AFK for 1 hour from now, and we'll see how efficient this is. Hopefully, it's efficient enough to give me all of the slime balls I'm gonna need to make a big sweeper for a big redstone gold farm.
Go AFK in the slime farm for an hour. And landing about 10 minutes in that nothing was spawning on the platform because of how close I was to it. So I backed myself up for the last 50 minutes AFK, which thankfully seems to have worked for spawning slimes. But how well exactly did it work?
Alright, that's been an hour AFK. Now let's see how many slime balls I got. And it looks like there's still some dying. Let's collect the back ones first. Over a stack. Okay, ideally we get like 4 stacks, which we might have got, might not have, because I was standing way too close when I was standing right here, because none of these will be able to spawn, only those will be able to spawn, just based on how spawn distancing works. It looks like just under. No, I'm getting more right now as we speak. I think I'm gonna wait until I get the rest of this stack, that way we have a stack of slime balls, because that means I can make a 34 wide spawner, because there has to be a gap in the middle. But that means I can make a 34 wide pigment spawner, which would be pretty good and pretty efficient, meaning I actually need to wait a little longer because of my own mistake. If I didn't though, this would have gotten me over 4 stacks of slime balls in an hour, which is pretty good. And that will be plenty. Let me make sure there's nothing magically over in one of these. Nope. And no. Okay, let's put this carpet back on and then we're good to go. I got myself, once I craft them, which I'm gonna craft them right now, a stack of... That's not how slime blocks work. Right, with slime blocks, it's actually 9 per, not 4 per. Okay, how many slime blocks am I gonna have then? Yeah, I have at least 1 more block at home, so it is a 32 wide, which means I basically need a little under half of what I thought before, meaning I only need around roughly 4 stacks iron without pulling up the calculator again. Let's go home, let's make it to where I have 30 slime balls, that way the actual farm itself is 32 wide, which is much more manageable than 66 wide, because that would have been a very big redstone pigment farm. But I just need one that is a lot more efficient than our current gold situation, which I think the 32 wide will do just fine for that. There we are, 32 for the sweeper, which means a 34 block pigment farm, which again, based on the rough math, means I need 4 stacks and 16. Now let's AFK the iron golem farm for an hour, and then I need to AFK cobblestone for probably more than an hour.
So I did just that. I went over to the iron golem spawner, blocked myself in, and went AFK.
Okay, I've been sitting here for only, I kid you not, only a little over 20 minutes, and we already have enough of the iron, so I think I'm gonna be done grinding up the iron we need, and I can grind up more in the future if I ever need more in the future. I think that's plenty. The main thing I want to grind up a bunch of, that way we have plenty of in the future and never have to worry about again, is cobblestone. So I now have all the iron I'm gonna need, because I only need roughly a little over 4 stacks, and this would give me, well, once these guys die, it should have 5 plus a little bit extra that's in my house. There we are. 5 plus the 11 that's at home. That should be all the iron I'm going to need for this project. Now I just need to spend a lot of hours grinding up cobblestone. I want to fill all 3 of my chests with cobblestone. That way I have plenty not only for this project, but also then future projects I want to do in the future. Regardless, let's start AFKing the cobble generator, which I'm going to have to AFK for a lot of hours. So let's start AFKing this.
So I, for some unknown reason, live streamed myself AFK mining cobblestone for about 2 hours until not only my pickaxe broke, but so did my stream.
Now, last night I AFK'd the cobble generator, and literally all I want to see is how much cobblestone I got for like the 2 hours I AFK'd cobblestone. So I just want to really quickly buy pickaxe, mine some stuff so I can see that. And then when we're next back on here and like actually back on here to actually do stuff, I want to actually build the gold farm finally, like I said I was going to do, because I already have used up 20 something of these days, almost 30. So I should probably get that built before the 50-day mark. That way it's still like 150 days for everything else I want to eventually do. Right now though, the only thing I want to do is just see how much cobblestone I have. It should be enough, but I don't know. So it looks like, yeah, a full chest plus a little extra. I want to make now a new piglin farm, a new piglin and pigman farm that would be ideally a lot more efficient. And so that's why we're making a redstone pigman farm. Now instead I could use the redstone mechanic to instead like get a bunch of magma cubes and make a normal one, but that would just take a long time that I don't want to spend right now. First off, do I have any wood for chests? Because I'm gonna need a lot of chests. Did I account for that? I did not account for that. That's the one thing I didn't account for. So to start off, let's go cut down all the trees, because I'm gonna need a decent amount of wood, because I need a lot, and I mean a lot of chests.
So I went and cut down a bunch of trees for chests and hoppers, realizing early on that I actually needed more iron for hoppers because I counted how many hoppers I had in my test build wrong. But thankfully my iron golem spawner runs by itself while I do various projects around my world. Something else that runs by itself while I do various projects is my drop spawner, which I use the string from to make wool for all the carpets I would need for the redstone gold farm's hoppers, because the gold farm, just like the slime farm, also needed a bunch of carpet over its hoppers. Then with the last of the wood I got, I made myself a crap ton of chest for the collection system of the gold farm. Meaning now, for the most part, I have everything I need to get started on building the redstone gold farm.
So right, what we're doing today is we're making the farm. The only thing left I think I need to get, which I didn't think about getting before, is the actual machinery for the sweeper. So like, mainly there's 2 observers and then I need obsidian. Do I have obsidian? I should in piglin drops, right? Yes.
So with the obsidian having been acquired a really long time ago, the only things I needed left for the build was the rest of the sweeper machinery. So I made 4 observers, 2 sticky pistons, 4 trapdoors, and 2 redstone repeaters. Or in other words, everything you see on screen, which when put together with the slime and the obsidian, builds a sweeper that I need for the redstone gold farm. But one cool thing about sweepers is that they're actually really simple technology that can be used in a wide variety of ways. Like for my purposes, for example, I'm using a sweeper to sweep mobs off a platform down a drop to their deaths, which you can also do with the sweeper for literally any type of mob spawner. However, the main and most common use of the sweepers is for automating the harvesting of quite a few different types of farms. Regardless, with all the parts of the sweeper now acquired, I was ready to finally start building the redstone gold farm. So I grabbed a bunch of cobblestone and headed into the nether to build out far enough away from everything to where I wanted the gold farm at. Once I was far enough out, I made a tiny platform that I could use as the base / bottom of the gold farm. And then I placed the double chest on the base platform and went back home to grab all the rest of the stuff I needed for building the gold farm, making sure to store it on the platform. Then with all the resources moved over, I started using a bunch of cobblestone to expand the tiny platform into the size it needed to be in order for the entire gold farm to sit on top of it. In the process of expanding the platform though, I ultimately ended up coming to terms with and starting to talk about the future end of my Skyblock world and what all I wanted to do with it once it was all over. I would like to do that, have like a big end video, and then if people don't want to watch it, they don't. It's more just like to look back on for me. Hey, here's the series, 1,000 days, the entire thing of Skyblock, here it is. Here's everything I did, like when I die in the Skyblock world, which I'm only on 335 right now, that could be soon, that could be hundreds of days from now. You never really know in Skyblock when you're gonna
with any hardcore world when you're gonna die. That's kind of a beauty of it, is at any point it can be over. So you might as well enjoy the journey while it happens. But when the journey is over, I can make one big quote unquote full movie of everything we did from the start to the end of our world and our everything of Skyblock. Which I'm pretty happy about, weirdly to say.
But my death has to wait a little bit longer because I still have a redstone gold farm to make. So for the gold farm, I finished expanding my platform before destroying some of it to fit into place a bunch of chests with sets of hoppers with carpet on them. I then decided to expand my platform yet again. Now I'd have walking space around my newly placed collection system. The base / bottom of the gold farm was now complete. So with it done, I restocked my nether chest with cobblestone before I went back home and made as many ladders as I thought I would need for scaling up the side of the gold farm once I made it. So with another chest full of cobblestone and all the ladders I needed made,
I think we're gonna go. All the stuff should be over there. Let's start building the top of the redstone pigment farm.
Hopefully I get it all done today. If not, we'll get it done next week. It won't really matter, you know.
But hopefully we're able to get done
Today. I do have to build the entire top part though. I need it to be roughly 30 blocks high in order to have it actually drop and kill everything. It won't kill everything. Of course, some like piglins will spawn with like armor and stuff, but kill most of everything.
So in order to build the gold farm up that high, I first built the bottom rings of the farm, leaving an eye level gap between the rings, just in case anything ever falls from the farm that doesn't die from the drop itself. Then I started building up the sides of the farm in segments, making sure to place ladders below me as I went all the way up to 30 blocks above the base platform. Making sure at the very top of each segment to fully slab it up to prevent mobs from spawning on it before repeating the process over and over until I fully complete the farm sides. However, while building the very last segment of the sides, I realized I actually don't have enough cobblestone to finish this project. Or in other words,
I need more stone. Okay, let's go get the last of the stone I have, which is literally the last of the stone I have. We're gonna have to next week AFK mine cobblestone or something. And that'll be the stream, just AFK mining cobblestone. I don't know what I want to do since I'll be out of cobblestone. So like I might be able to stream like on the Sunday of me just AFK overnighting the cobblestone.
but for now I just took the last of the cobblestone I had and used it to finish building up the sides of the gold farm and even start building a little bit of the top part of the gold farm. However, of course, that means I still need a lot of cobblestone in order to build the entire rest of the gold farm. So I decided to go sit AFK in my cobblestone generator until I had enough cobblestone to fill my nether chest with it. But I would need more than just cobblestone to complete the farm. So I headed back home and started deciding what all I still needed for building the gold farm.
So let's put up the signs. I'm not gonna need those. One thing I will need though is a piece of gold armor, or probably the chest plate, because the chest plate's like the worst. Because we have to build quite a bit, and I don't really want to deal with mobs trying to kill me. If I fall regardless, I am dead. So this could be the last of the Skyblock today. Hopefully we'll be fine. Will I be? We'll see. I actually might run out of cobblestone again too, because it's kind of massive, but let's get working on building the top of the redstone pigment farm. And again, this can be very dangerous, because if I fall at all, I am dead. So let's try not to fall.
So with the fear of death fresh in my mind, I grabbed an inventory full of cobblestone and went back up to death drop height to continue building on the farm. First choosing to build the roof above both sides of the gold farm before building the entire roof of the farm out of bottom slabs. Then with the roof finished, I started building the floor of the farm that pigmen, piglins, and whatever else decides to spawn on the farm would spawn on. But before I could even get close to finishing the floor of the gold farm, I needed to go around and pick up the few slabs I placed down on the top of the sides of the farm. Because if they stay where they are once the farm is fully built, then the sweepers will sweep over them and cause issues for the farm, potentially even breaking it.
All right, let me go pick up all these slabs. Mobs are already spawning, so I gotta be careful because I'm wearing the gold chest plate, right? I am wearing the gold chest plate, but I could still get like knocked off and stuff. For example, him almost knocking me off, dude. What? Don't be nudging into me, please. I don't want you to nudge me off an edge. Like you are trying to do over and over and over again. What the hell? That's literally crazy. These pig eyes, that's the issue with them. I'm wearing gold, so that's not an issue, but like they'll just run into you and try to knock you off. What the hell?
Luckily though, none of the piglins decided to push me off the gold farm while I was standing on the edge. If only someone would take notes! So I was able to pick up the rest of the slabs, fill in the entire floor, and place down both walls of the gold farm. I mean, the only thing I had left to do to complete the redstone gold farm was build a sweeper.
Okay, so there's a lot of mobs in here. Let's go get the stuff for making the sweeper, and then let's get the sweeper. Now, keep in mind, there's currently this many mobs in here. As you can see, already there's a lot. Let's go check two things. One, how many fell to their death while we were just working, if any. I know I saw a baby piglin fall. Yep, stuff's already dying. I will get only like one nugget per death. The benefit though is I'm going to be able to AFK it, so I don't have to sit here and they'll just run and sweeper, knock them down, knock them down, knock them down, knock them down. Pretty good. That's like the whole point. Now let's get the resources and look up how to make the sweeper. I don't think I'm going to need the hoppers. I heard a ghast. Why do I hear a ghast? Oh, a ghast can spawn in there. Oh,
Do I have arrows? I have arrows. Okay.
That's an issue that I wasn't exactly accounting for. I mean, I know it was big enough for them to be able to spawn. The thing is, if there's a sweeper, they'll get crushed. There is no sweeper right now, though, so... Ow! I don't know if I technically hit any of the pigmen, so just in case, I'm gonna leave that obsidian right there. I think it's just the fireball they're freaking out about. I presume it's just that. Let's go up here, though, through this way. I mean, the pigmen themselves are chill. I hope the piglins are also chill. I think they're chill. All right, so let's build a little barrier from the pig boys and pig men and pig whatever, so that way I can actually work in here without dealing with them just barging in. Because as you can tell, they keep running around and trying to barge in. There we go. So let's make the stopping bits. I need a stopper over here and a stopper over there. Let's make them to my best ability.
But in order to make the stoppers, I first need to make the sweepers so I know where to place the stoppers in order to actually stop the sweeper. And I suppose now is as good of a time as any to explain to you guys how a sweeper actually works. Basically, a sweeper is a machine that moves on its own once it's started that uses, let's call them stoppers, to stop the machine and send it back in the direction it just came from. Effectively ping-pong itself from stopper to stopper, sweeping its designated area. Which, if you can't tell, is exactly why they're called sweepers. But speaking about this sweeper specifically, it's a very simple design that uses slime pillars attached to 2 sticky pistons and 2 observers in opposite directions to detect the change and start pushing itself in a set direction. It also has slabs on top of and below the slime block solely for the purpose of giving the sweeper more surface area to push mobs with. That being said though, the sweeper is now done, so I got to work on making the stoppers, which are also super simple redstone machinery. They just use an observer with a redstone signal placed on top of any unmovable block to detect when the sweeper is pushed up against it, which it uses the input of to open and close a trapdoor, sending the sweeper back in the direction it just came from. But of course, the stoppers only work if they're lined up correctly with the sweeper's observers, because it's them detecting the trapdoor opening and closing that actually sends the sweeper back. So before building the second stopper, I had to double check that the first one was lined up correctly.
Lines up with this one? Yes. Okay. I think I need one on this side lining up with that one. Oh, I gotta be so careful, dude. I am so sweaty working on this because it's so nerve-wracking. Again, one false move and I'm dead.
Once I have this all done, I can actually set it up to run, which is good, I think. And hopefully I'll have no issues.
But of course, as you can tell from the length of this video and the fact that the main focus of this video was on this gold farm or stuff needed for this gold farm, that clearly wasn't going to be the case. Because after I blocked myself in and fully made the second stopper, I made the great mistake of massively underestimating Minecraft's insanely large hitboxes.
No. I can't. I just gotta log and hope when I log back in, things are fine. Cause like, dude, after finishing the whole machine, they're gonna kill me. Okay, let's just play Hypixel for like 5 minutes and then rejoin the world. I think the Skyblock world is probably cooked, to be honest with you. After all that, dude, it's just breaking up cobblestone. They decide to get in the way. It's like, of course. Shields her away. Okay, well, we can't play that world ever again. I think it's official. We're gonna die. Shield's broken. I'm at 2 hearts, and I have no way out. Okay, let's die in the Skyblock world. Let's face it. Face it. Hands up. Oh. Or... What? I managed to live by using the game's invulnerability frames when you first log in to fall and live, just to have a mob fall on my head and kill me. Our death was expected to happen a lot earlier while building that. We did a lot on this world though, and I'm pretty happy with it. We've done a lot of fun projects on here. Some of which I can't load in because I'm in game mode spectator. Oh, and now everything's gone. If that isn't symbolic, I don't know what is. I do have plans though to maybe do some other future Skyblock stuff that, well, isn't this world that I was already playing to end that now I can't even see. Can I reload it and see it maybe? No, I can't. I can cheat though to see it, which I'm gonna do because, well, I'm already dead and I actually want to see the world. Boom, so I can actually see the world. I've had a lot of fun with this world. I've done a lot of things in this world, but all good things do come to an end, and I'm pretty okay with that. Because again, I was planning to end this world anyways relatively soon, so it ending early, I'm not too upset about.
And I hope that you weren't upset seeing the Skyblock journey through to the end with me. I made a lot of great memories making videos in this world since I first started it back in November of 2023. To put that into context, I didn't even have 400 subscribers back when I started this series, and my videos were really bad back then. Like, I mean, my videos were just starting to take shape into my current style of videos that I really enjoy making, and I'm very happy to continue to work and improve on from one video to the next. Lastly, thanks to me taking a leap back into making Minecraft videos that all started thanks to your guys' support on this world specifically. However, with that being said, this world's now over, and I'm grateful not only to it, but you guys who have found and supported my channel throughout my YouTube journey so far. That being said though, just because this world is over doesn't mean my love for Skyblock or making videos is over with it. Far from it, actually. So if you're new here and somehow made it this far, consider subscribing, or consider clicking in the video on screen to see me spend 24 hours in Minecraft's scariest mod pack ever created.